welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing something a little different. Are we going to cook?
Yeah.
What are we going to make today, Ashley?
We're going to make fudge.
Whose fudge is it? It's Grandma's fudge. Yep. So I grew up making my mom's fudge, or my mom making this fudge, and she calls it Remarkable Fudge. And she has this cute little mini cookbook with all of her recipes that we grew up with. And I've been making it as an adult now for, well, my whole adult life. And my sisters make it, and my sister-in-laws make it. And I just grew up making our own fudge. And I talk about making it with my friends and other people that I meet and no one I know makes their own fudge. So, and I've heard of other people making it like the cheater way, and I'm like, oh, sounds gross. So we're going to show you really quick today how to make fudge the correct way. So I'm going to scoot you. It's hard because she wants to be in this, but she's kind of in my way. All right, so let me just go through the ingredients with you really quick. And I put a little description of the recipe down below. We've got a cup of butter. And I've got it like this for a certain reason. I'll tell you that in a second. We have 10 ounces of evaporated milk. Don't get confused and use sweetened condensed milk, because that's wrong. And I have never understood why they do a 12-ounce can, because I have yet to find a recipe that calls for 12 ounces of evaporated milk. I always waste the last 2 ounces. I use marshmallows, but you can use marshmallow cream, vanilla, chocolate chips, and I have the minis, one because they were on sale, and 2 because it quickly melts, and 4 cups of sugar. So the first thing that you do, I've got my 13 by 9 pan right here, and I line it with foil, and then what we're going to do is we're going to spread butter all over the foil, and that helps the fudge not stick to the foil or the pan. I mean, you don't have to use foil, but I found it's easier to clean up the pan. It comes out better if you put it on the foil. Okay, and so I just used part of the butter that we're going to put in the recipe, and that's fine because it doesn't take much to do the pan with. So we're going to set that aside, but you're going to set it close. You're going to set it close because you want it ready to pour really, really quickly. We are doing this actual like candy stage way. I've got my big pot here, and I grew up with my mom using a really thick, heavy candy pan like this, and it makes a huge difference. So I got this one last year, and it's a way better candy pan than some of the thinner ones. And then I've got my thermometer, and I have one here that marks it for the temperature. We want to go to softball stage for candy making. That is the stage, and I'm going to show you at the end what that looks like. But you're basically going to boil all of these ingredients, and then you're going to, and I'm telling you this now because it goes quick when we get to this point. So I only have one chance to show this to you. Once we get that to softball stage on the stove, I'm going to take a spoon, and I'm going to dip out some of it, and I'm going to pour it right here into my cold water. And then I'm going to work it with my fingers, and if I can form that little ball, or form the dough into a little ball here in the water, I'm going to take it out and put it on my counter. And if it stays in the shape of a ball and doesn't ooze out onto the counter, then you're done. And so sometimes I get that on the first try. I've done the right temperature, put it in here, and I get a ball, and I'm ready to go. But other times you're not quite there, and so it takes a couple of attempts. And so what I like to do is have multiple bowls ready and some extra cold water so that I can quickly dump out, because you're stirring and you're pouring and you're trying to do this all at the same time, so it's a little bit tricky. Okay, so now we're kind of up close here. We're going to put the rest of that butter into the pan, and I've also coated my pan with the butter on the sides, just on the sides. You're going to try and prevent some of that sugar from burning on the sides of the pan. And then we're going to put the milk in and turn it on. Okay. And then literally we're just gonna wait until this gets right up here to soft ball stage. And the red line is down here where you can't see it. And it's gonna come all the way up here to the softball stage. And it takes a little while, but it will. I'm gonna add my sugar. Another one of the tricks that you're gonna be careful about is you don't wanna scrape the side of the pan with your spoon, because you don't wanna scrape off. I'm gonna turn this down to medium heat. You don't wanna scrape off the sugar from the sides. You're just scraping the bottom. Just trying to dissolve the sugar in that milk. And get the butter to melt.
That's a lot of sugar.
And I know that this is a lot of sugar. Ashley just said it's a lot of sugar. I quite literally only make this probably 2 times a year. I'll probably make it again for a family party or gift giving, but that's it. It's really rich. Okay, that was 4 cups of sugar. Get that all stirred in. Okay, we're gonna get the butter melted at least, and then we'll be right back. Okay, we have it up to 190 right now, and softball stage is 240. So it makes you nervous, I think, when you see it boiling or you see it kind of building up, but it's a slow boil. You don't want to overdo it, but you also don't want to underdo it. You want to just be patient with it. Let it keep raising in temperature. See, we're already at 200. Maybe you can't see it on the camera, so I'll just have to keep telling you where we're at. We're at 200 now. So we're so close. We're about 40 degrees away. And see, there's now it's kind of a rolling boil. We're at 210. This is the anxious part, I promise. This is the part where you want to just pull it off, but then you'll mess it up. So I am only scraping the bottom. I am not scraping the sides. I mean, as little as I can. I'm trying to get the corners of the bowl, but so let me just tell you, because it's going to happen really, really fast. Once we get up to temperature, we are going to, again, test it. I'm going to dribble some of this into a bowl, and I'll show you how I test it. And then the second it's done, we're taking it off the heat, and we're going to add our vanilla and our marshmallows and our chocolate chips. And it's just, you got to hurry and get it stirred in really, really quickly. And then we're going to pour it right into my foil-lined pan. And then I'll show you, once it's in the pan, you have a minute to kind of catch your breath. We're at 218 still, and you don't want to stop stirring it either. Okay, I'm going to test it just so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to put that over here. Okay, I'm going to take some. I'm going to pour it into the bowl. See if I can do this two-handed. This is the tricky part. See, I'm going to work it, and it's not even like, see, it's just mush in there. But now I need to have another bowl quickly ready to go. That's why it comes in handy to have a second one out. So see how that, when I poured it into that bowl, it just turned to mush. It didn't even like let me form it into anything. It just dissolved right into the bowl. So it's clearly not done yet. I am not a chef. I'm not an expert at this, but I know my fudge. And I've burnt it before, and I've undercooked it before. So I know that patience is the biggest thing with making fudge. You have to just be, I remember my dad, he still does this, but he sits and patiently stirs the fudge and just waits for it and waits for it and waits for it. And then it's worth it at the end. Okay, we are close, you guys. It is at 2:30 maybe, and I just tested it one more time, but I'm going to test it on camera for you guys. I think we're there. So I'm going to go like that. Put a blob in my water. I don't know if it's going to show on camera or not. It's not. Okay, grab a blob. So see how I softball. See that? I'm going to put it on the counter. I don't think it. Yep, we're done. Okay, we're going to turn off the temperature. Take it off the heat. And stuff gets crazy right here. We'll dump our chocolate chips in. Ashley, can you dump the marshmallows in really quick? Really quick. Come close.
Okay, I'm coming.
I gotta get my. Okay, hurry, put them in. Whoops. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Put them in. Careful, careful, careful.
Well, some white flour.
That's why you want a good solid spoon. You want it to be big and hearty. So it is starting to set up already. You can leave it swirly with a little bit of swirl of the marshmallow.
Yeah,
But I don't like that. Pan, all prepared. This is why you want it prepared. And so see, when you put the butter on the sides of the pan, it really slides out. It doesn't stick to your pan a whole lot.
Yeah, I know.
And the best part is to lick that pan when it's cooled down. Huh? Right, Ashley? Let's taste it. It's hot.
Kind of.
Mmm. Is it pretty good?
Yeah.
You guys, you got to try it. Okay. So, I'm going to stick this in my fridge for just a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to score it with a knife. I'm going to put little lines in it with a knife. And that way when it really hardens up, it cuts a little bit better and you've got pre-cut lines on it. I grew up taking this pan, covering it with a lid, and putting it in the snow. That's how I grew up getting our fudge to cool down. But it would turn to sludge if I put it out in the rain. So we're going to put that in the fridge, and I'll show you little pieces of it all cut up when it's all hardened up. Okay, before it hardens up too much, we're going to score it.